Bangkok is just incredible. In terms of the vegan food scene, it's one of the best cities we have ever been to. In this video, we'll cover all the restaurants, bistros, and cafes that we visited in our 4-day stay here. If you're planning a trip to Bangkok, you should definitely be excited. Mango is just a few minutes away from the famous Khao San Backpacker Road. The setting is intimate and the vibe is beautiful. We started with a mixed juice that had watermelons, cucumbers, and lychees. We enjoyed this unique combination and it was very well balanced. We then got the pulled pork on avocado boats. Just look at this dish. It was absolutely incredible. It tasted even better than it looked. The pulled mushrooms were perfectly seasoned and the avocado boats were fabulous too. It was served with watermelons and fries. I thought this was very creative and it made this one of the most unique and delicious things that we tried in Thailand. The spring rolls were good but not great. The filling was just mushy veggies, but it was fresh and hot and the dipping sauce was nice too. The dessert was spectacular. The pancakes were more like banana bread than cake, but this is not a bad thing. The ice cream and Nutella were technically perfect and the combination was just so damn good. They also topped the bread with caramelized bananas, which took it to a different level. Mango is the best reviewed restaurant in the city and it totally lives up to the hype. Our first meal in Sukhumvit was at Vistro. This vegan bistro is big and bright and filled with natural light and plants. Besides the fantastic food, it's a lovely space to hang out or just catch up on some work. Our first dish was the quesadilla. The jackfruit filling was delicious and so was the guacamole. The buttered tortilla hit the spot and every bite was just so tasty and well balanced. The cheesy mushroom sandwich was next. This was one of the most popular sandwiches at Imagine Cafe, the vegan cafe that Vidhi and I ran for 4 years in Mumbai. The buttered toast was on point. The cheesy mushroom filling was really tasty and overall it was exactly what you want from a sandwich like this. This is the first time outside India that we have experienced such a consistently good level of seasoning. The cheese balls were just okay. There was too little cheese and too much of a starchy filling. The crumb was good and the dip was tasty, but the doughy consistency of the filling was off-putting. The fried chicken tempura roll was awesome. It had avocado, fried chicken and gochujang chili sauce. It was served with a teriyaki-inspired dipping sauce. Overall, this was very tasty. The Muping Soy 24 was very interesting. The skewered mock meat was creative. It was a soy-based mock meat wrapped in a cognac skin and grilled in a brown sugar marinade. It was sweet and smoky and very chewy. The cognac skin was a bit too good. It actually reminded me of the parts of meat eating that I didn't particularly enjoy. It was delicious though, and it paired wonderfully with the spicy somtam salad and the tangy tamarind and sesame dipping sauce. Bistro had a massive range of sweet treats on display, but we played safe and opted for an ice cream. We got the peanut butter and chocolate chip. The texture was somewhere between an ice cream and a cheesecake. It was so decadent. A simple and comforting way to end our adventurous meal. Bistro is very expensive, but I must admit they delivered on every single dish we ordered. Vidhi had a fabulous experience at Veganerie the last time she was here. We were really excited for this meal, but things didn't go exactly to plan. We ordered the tofu satay inspired wrap that looked delicious. But the tofu was fridge cold. We were told that the wraps come pre-made every morning and they were reheated and served. They offered to reheat it for us, but I found it very off-putting that the food in an upscale Bangkok eatery was prepared like this. The staff replaced the wrap with a pasta, which was just average. The sauce was bland and it lacked any of the fantastic veggies that you find in Thailand. The burger was fine. It was a Beyond Burger with cheese. I love simple burgers, but this just didn't do it for me. I must admit that we both had a bit of a stomach issue the previous day, so we were trying to really be careful on this day. This is why the tofu thing really got to me. Maybe on another day I would have just asked them to reheat it and we'd have had a nice meal. You never know. The staff was nice throughout and they did their best. It was probably just a bad day. We did end up going back to another veganerie to try and create a nicer memory of the place. They had a really nice display of sweet treats and we packed a couple of cookies. We also shared the strawberry shortcake smoothie, which was very nice. It was nice to have a nice moment here after the previous evening. Next up is Veggie Home. Located in Sukhumvit, this is a smaller, express version of its famous namesake. We got an iced latte with oat milk. It was a simple and refreshing drink that was much appreciated. The dumplings were excellent. These were some of the best dumplings we've had on our travels. The mock pork filling was full of flavor and very convincing. It's one of those you wouldn't believe it if you did not know moments. The dipping sauce was a ginger-infused sweet soy sauce, which paired wonderfully with the dumplings. The pad thai was great. It was served with chili powder, salt, sugar, soy sauce, and even pickled chilies. And because Thai food is already so well balanced, we didn't need any of it. The barbecue wrap was good, but we were spoiled by the high standards of the previous two items. The chewy mock meat and the unbalanced sauce let this dish down. But it came loaded with fresh veggies, which always helps. We were treated to some tasty, reasonably priced Thai food and Veggie Home. You can't go wrong. WAKI is a tiny vegetarian sushi operation in Sukhumvit. It's quite cute how tiny the space is. There's just seating for 3 tables. Luckily, we got the last one. We tried the nigiri sampler and it looked gorgeous. I usually don't marvel at what food looks like, but wow. The colors, the reflections, the char lines, it was a real pleasure for the eyes. Our favorites were the savory, chewy, umami explosion from the mock meat one, the vivid, glossy, tangy kick from the pickled beetroot one. The creamy avocado one was topped with fried onions, which was a nice surprise. And the grilled mushroom with teriyaki sauce was good in an obviously good way. They served it with a complimentary bowl of mushroom soup, which was simple and soothing. We wanted to go back the next day to try their signature waki rolls, but they were shut. Maybe next time. Next up is the vegan table, which is located in the buzzing Soy 11 of Sukhumvit. This is an upscale restaurant famous for its burgers and pizzas. We don't have any wood-fired vegan pizza options back home, so we were tempted into ordering a pizza. It was made with a lot of care, and just look at it. It looks amazing. But the cheese was extremely greasy, which made the pizza feel very heavy. This is the difference between good and great pizza. Great pizza is effortlessly light and it just disappears off the plate. Clearly we are nitpicking here. I should repeat that this was still a very good pizza and the bites with the pesto were really tasty. But it did fall short of being in the league of great pizzas. We had spent a lovely, almost surreal morning riding cycles at Bangkok, which is Bangkok's hidden urban oasis. Then we went to Kaek Kao Kua for lunch. This turned into one of my favorite meals in Bangkok. The host family runs this cafe in the front porch of their home. We found plenty of these restaurants in Vietnam and we absolutely love the idea. You get the comfort and warmth of a meal at home without having to put in any of the effort. The khao soy was delicious. It was right up there with the khao shui my mom makes, which has been a family favorite for decades. It's odd to compare a Thai interpretation of a Burmese dish with an Indian one, but it was freaky how similar they were. The soup was so tasty that we licked the bowl clean. I think this is the ultimate compliment. The spicy chicken nudes were great too. It came with a chickpea omelette, which was the star of the show. This style of vegetarian omelette is a staple that you'll find across India as well. It was a lovely day and we were in the mood for a nourishing meal. The food was fresh, homemade and delicious. We were pleasantly surprised to see Burger King's plant-based Whopper at the DMK airport. Classic ingredients and a solid structure made for a good old-school burger. It did become a bit too dry without the cheese, and there was less mayo than you'd like. I have had this problem with Burger King even before turning vegan. Their burgers are just a bit too basic. But for an unexpected airport meal, this totally did the job. We had some amazing meals in Bangkok. Just look at the 100+ restaurants on Happy Cow. You'd need months to cover it. We were treated to meals in so many different places and budgets. There's something for everyone here. If you are planning a trip, it's time to get very excited.